Now imagine a recruiter calls you and says, Ben, I have the ability to interview you, but my only opening this week is in 30 minutes. Or maybe it's a hiring manager. The hiring manager says, Ben, yeah, I'm gonna talk, I wanna interview you. However, I only have one slot this week and it starts in 30 minutes. Or maybe, just maybe, you've procrastinated. You haven't done anything to prepare and you have an interview in 30 minutes. What do you do during that time to give you the best chance to succeed? In today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do if I had an interview 1/2 hour from now. Let's go. Hi everybody, I'm Ben White with Ben Talks Talent. I've got 11 years experience in recruiting, interviewing, and hiring, and I am passionate about using my experience to help you become the best candidate possible and land your next job. It is the entire purpose of this channel. In today's video, we're gonna talk about some last minute stuff. You got 30 minutes to prepare for an interview. What do you do? I'm gonna tell you what I would do and what I recommend you do. But before we do that, if you are new here, do me a favor, take 3 seconds, hit subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss one of my videos. If you are not new, welcome back. Let's get into my tips. Let's talk about the first 10 minutes. I'm gonna break this down into 3 10-minute chunks so I can tell you the 3 things I would do if I had 30 minutes until an interview. Now, the first thing I would do, I would compare the job description to my resume. And I would be very familiar with both the job description, my resume, what they're looking for me to do, what I've done, and I'd identify where the overlap is and where the misalignment are. Now, those 2 things are very important. When you're looking at the job description, there's usually a list of must-haves, or the most qualified candidate will have done blank. You need to know what of those things you can check the box on and say, yes, I am well qualified. And you need to be prepared to speak to those. On the other end of it, you need to know what things you are not qualified. What have you not done? What have you not, checked the boxes of? And then how can you speak to those? How can you say, I haven't done blank, but my experience doing blank puts me into position to get up to speed rather quickly on this specific task or responsibility. So that's the first thing I would do. I would spend the first 10 minutes getting really familiar with the job description and then cross-referencing that with my resume so I can speak to where I am a really, really great, well-qualified candidate. And then in the second part, I'd be willing to address, okay, I haven't done this, but here's why I think I could learn. That's what I would do with the first 10 minutes. Now I would spend the second 10 minutes doing research, company research. So here's what I'd do. I'd go to their website and the first thing I would do is I would look at their products or service and I would make myself very familiar with exactly what it is they do. If they ask you to describe, hey, in your words, what is it we do? And you can't answer that question, you might as well hang up the phone, turn down the laptop, walk out of the door. Whatever format you're in, the interview is over. If you don't know what they do, it means you did not prepare, which means you did not value their time and this opportunity. So understand what it is they do. The second thing I would do is I would go to their About Us section. Now their About Us section will talk about their company culture or company values, and you wanna know what those are. So I would go there and I would absolutely look at, okay, they value servanthood, they value passion, they value excellence, whatever it is that they value, familiarize yourself with that. So if they say things like, Ben, why blank? Why us? Or why are you interested in our company? Why are you interested in this role? What about our company resonates with you? You can speak to something intelligently. You want to be talking about the role and you want to be talking about organizational values. So if I had 30 minutes, the second thing I would do is I would go there and I would do research on the company, what it is they do, products and services. 2, I would do research on culture and value alignment to make sure I could speak to that intelligently. And then the third thing that I would do in my research period is I would look at recent events and articles in the news. Anything that is happening, current events with the organization, you should make yourself aware of. You can do this quickly by going to Google, typing in the company name, and then going to news. Read a few of the articles. Should not take you more than a couple minutes to do that, but if you do those things, your second 10-minute block will have been a good use of time. Now, the last thing I would do is I would be familiarizing myself with the things I have done that have made a significant impact in the prior organizations and prior roles I have been in. So first things first, I want you to think about the most significant career achievement you have. And then I want you to write down exactly what it was you did. Write down how long it took. Who did you work with? What was your specific impact? What were the lessons learned? All those kind of things so that if you gave someone the answer to the question, what's your most significant career achievement? It was something big and meaningful, but you could talk about the details. You didn't have to search your memory in the moment, but you've actually written them out. Then I would go to your resume and I would look at every single role that you've been in and I would write out the most significant career achievement you had in each role. What was the most significant impact that you had when you were in this specific role? And then I would write down as much details as you can. If you have anything with numbers, cost savings, cycle times, lead times, process improvement, things that are quantifiable that demonstrate your impact, I would write that down. The reason being is in 30 minutes, and specifically in 10 minutes, in this last 10-minute chunk, there is no way you can prepare for all the different interview questions you might get. But what you can do is you can go through and catalog some of the impressive things you've done. Now, all of these things should be able to be answers for different questions. And if you familiarize yourself with 4 to 5 to 6 different high profile, high impact projects you've led, things you've been a part of, big, things that you've contributed to, they should be answers to many interview questions. If you write down all your accomplishments and they ask you questions like, Ben, can you tell me a time you had to work collaboratively with a coworker? How did it go? Ben, can you tell me about a time you failed? What was the biggest takeaway? What was the lesson? Ben, can you tell me the time you dealt with a dissatisfied customer? What was your takeaway there? All these questions are behavioral interview questions that you should be able to answer if you write down some of the big things you've done, at all the jobs you've been in. That's what I would do with my third 10-minute chunk, is I would go through and I'd familiarize myself with the high impact things I have done in the different roles I've been in and all the specifics, from the winnings, the losings, the takeaways, whatever it is, I'd familiarize myself. And there you have it. That is what I would do if I had 30 minutes. So hopefully you have 37 minutes, because I think this is gonna be a 7-minute long video. But again, just to recap, the first 10 minutes, familiarize yourself with the job description and your resume and where the overlap is and where the misalignment is. Second thing, company research. Find out about their product or service, cultural values and value alignment. And then third, current and recent events. And then lastly, the last thing you need to do is familiarize yourself with you. What have you done? What have been your big impacts, takeaways, ways you've helped organizations? It allows the hiring manager and recruiter to imagine how you can help their organization, and it gives you a lot of potential answers to a variety of different interview questions. If you spend your 30 minutes doing exactly what I've said, you'll be successful more times than not. Good luck in your next interview. You've got this.